but I'm gonna actually cover up. Wow, that was a dramatic hand motion. Alright, so today we're doing a full face of makeup using products I never reach for. I actually did this video probably a couple months ago now, and I wanted to do it again because one, it seemed like you guys really liked it, and two, I found a couple products from that video that I now use very frequently. The Ofra Blissful highlight I rediscovered in that video, and I've been using that a crap ton. It is beautiful. And also the Dior Air Flash foundation I've been mixing in with other foundations, and so it's just a good way for me to kind of shop my makeup collection, for you guys to see my thoughts on things that I probably haven't talked about in years, if ever, and just see what I think of them now and see if they work differently. So if you enjoy this video while you're watching, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new here, you can join the Bayrito family and subscribe. I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. All right, so today we are doing some living room filming because my neighbor decided to start a construction project. Yay. So I've already washed and moisturized my face, but I have a few different primers I want to try again. So this is the Makeup Forever Step 1 Base Hydrating Primer. And I never reach for this one because I just don't find that it's super hydrating, especially now that I have drier skin. I just don't find it to make a huge difference, which is why I never really reach for it. Not like ultra hydrating. I love my La Roche-Posay SPF for being like a super moisturizing base. That's just what I use every day. But I also have this primer, which is kind of like more of a blurring one. This is the CVS brand Makeup Perfecting Face Primer. And I tried this in, I think, the Hidden Drugstore video I did a while ago. And I haven't used it again since. And I just remember liking this when I tried it. So I'm excited to give this one another go. But I'm going to just put this on my pore area and see how it does, kind of filling in the pores. Woo! I feel like that just did a little something around there. Right? I mean, definitely mattified right there, but I actually feel like it did a little bit of pore filling in right there. I'm gonna put a little bit of this right here, why not? And then for kind of primer number 3, just to get my skin super moisturized, I'm gonna go in with a setting spray. This is the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Illuminating Fixing Spray. And I don't even remember what I think of this one. I feel like I've probably used this like one time. Oh. Or not. There we go. Ooh, what does that smell like? Smells like a bathroom cleaning product or like a sink cleaner. The mister was pretty fine. I do like the mister on it. So when I first sprayed it, it looked super glowy. And then now that it kind of has set down, I don't know if I look any more illuminating than I really did before, maybe slightly. So this foundation, I'm pretty sure was like 85 bucks. Actually, let me look this up. $87. Wonderful. And I haven't used this since I bought it. I haven't tried this since I've had dry skin and since I have not had acne, so I'm curious to see what I think of it now. It's actually so wild seeing how some foundations look entirely different than they did on my oily skin. Like foundations that used to look dewy look matte now and vice versa. It's weird. So I totally get how people's reviews on foundations just vary so much because it really does just totally depend on your skin type and everything. So I'm gonna go in with my Sigma F80. Do you remember this is supposed to be a full coverage foundation, and on my acne it did not look full coverage, but that's the case with a lot of foundations that claim they're full coverage. When you have acne, they just don't cover it. Obviously, if you don't have as much to cover up, foundations are going to look like they have more coverage. So speaking of 15 days of foundation, by the way, it's not a hickey, it's the hot pack rash. We're at the beginning stages of planning everything, but it will be this winter. Shade is a bit more yellow than I usually like. This is in 1.5, I think. 1.5 cream. I think it's looking pretty good. I do have foundations that I like better, like on my forehead, but on this half of my face, looks pretty nice. Might be a combo of the primers too, but around my pore area, it looks really good. It's sitting, yeah, pretty well on kind of like my dryness and stuff down here. I did just accidentally touch my face and it rubbed off right there. As of right now, it definitely feels like one I need to set. My hair's like sticking to it. Let's go and try a concealer that I never reach for. So this guy, a lot of people love this. This is the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This has just never worked for me, or didn't in the past. It just creased a shit ton on me. I just didn't find it to have as much coverage as I was kind of picturing. This is in the shade Light to Vanilla. I'm gonna use my finger and tap this underneath my eyes. If I'm remembering correctly, I think this was one that like looks fine when I first put it on, and then once I powder it, that's where the disaster happens, but we'll see how it goes this time around. It just doesn't look like total full coverage on my under eyes. To set my eyes on a daily basis, I always use pressed powders. Loose powders look like shitsies underneath my eyes. So I'm actually gonna try a combo to pressed powder products. Sometimes I'll even use powder foundations underneath my eyes to set them. I'll mix 2 powders. So I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Powder in 10, mixed with the KKW powder in 1. And this is the product that I haven't reached for in a while. And I have no idea why. I just totally forgot about this because I really liked this powder. It's super brightening and it does not lift my concealer up like most powders do. So I'm excited to try this one again. And this one is too light for me on its own. So I'm gonna mix in a little bit of this to darken it and just to see what happens. This Hourglass Vanish brush, it's actually a foundation brush, but I've been friggin' in love with it for setting my under eyes. I talked about this in the Get Ready With Me in the Airstream video. And it is just friggin' bomb for my under eyes right now. Ooh. Okay, that looks pretty good, that powder combo. I actually think if I was using my normal concealers right now, that powder combo looks pretty good. Okay, those powders, I'm definitely gonna try again with my usual concealers. Okay, so this pressed powder I'm gonna use to set the rest of my face, and this is actually another powder foundation, but this is by Pure Cosmetics. This is their 4-in-1 pressed mineral makeup in the shade Porcelain, and I never reached for this. I'm pretty sure because of the shade. I'm pretty sure it's too dark, and I don't know, this has just been in like the bottom of my powder thing. We're gonna give it another go today. I think this packaging was probably limited edition, this like diamond-y packaging, but how exciting is that? I'm just gonna use this to set my cheek area. And again, since this is a powder foundation, hopefully it'll add a little bit of coverage rather than like taking it away when I set my face. I haven't been mad about more matte skin. I know, shocking, don't fall over. I don't know, maybe just with like fall and winter coming up. I still don't set right here because that just looks like a dry, deserty, cakey mess if I do that. Everything looks pretty good. Okay, so let's do some brow action. So this product I never reach for. This is the Glossier Boy Brow, and I'm pretty sure I never reached for this because the shade brown is like pretty light if I'm remembering correctly. I think the shade is a little bit off for me. So I'm gonna try it, and if I wanna add a little bit more shape or whatever, I'm gonna go in with this BH Cosmetics Studio Pro Ultimate Brow Palette. This kind of has a mix of waxes and then powders. And there's a good assortment in here. I just haven't reached for it in a really long time. So Glossier is one of those brands that I just like cannot really find anything so far that I like from them. Let me know kind of your favorite products from them and which ones I should try. They have a friggin' cult following. Like some people are diehard Glossier fans. Even the Boy Brow, I don't know. I've just never really understood the hype with this. I can feel this brow gel on my brows too. Like you can feel it kind of hardening. I'm definitely gonna go in with this BH Cosmetics palette now. So first I'm gonna go in with this brown waxy shade, and then I'll probably add some of the powders over top. The good thing about this palette is that you have so many different color options. So if you want like more natural brows one day, you could go in with some of the lighter colors. If you want like a full-on intense brow, you could do that, you know. I like that wax. Sometimes waxes in palettes like this don't have a whole lot of color to them. This is like one where you could just straight up use that almost like a brow pomade. That was super quick and easy. I don't even feel like I really need the powder. I don't even know if BH Cosmetics still makes this thing. This is like years old, I feel like. I always link everything down below that I use, so if it is still alive and still kicking, it'll be linked down below. Yeah, I would totally use that again. That was awesome. That was great. Quick. All right, next up, I'm going to use an OG bronzer here that I never reach for by Benefit. This is the Benefit Hoola bronzer. If you watch any YouTube video ever, you've probably heard about this. This is like one of those old school YouTube products, I feel like, that now no one talks about. What happened to Benefit Hoola? Why does no one use this anymore? The reason why I never reached for this is that in the past, I've just found it to be a little bit too dark and orangey for my skin tone. And then the Hoola Light, which they came out with, I actually did a whole video on it. So if you want to know my full thoughts on it, I'll link that video down below. But that one is like super orangey. They got the lightness down, but the undertone, it just pulls like so orange on my skin. So I never reached for that one either, but this was the one I could find today. So I'm gonna use my Sigma F23 brush, which I've been loving. Oh yeah, I just got too much, whoops. Okay, right now it's actually not looking nearly as orangey as I remember it. I still am gonna tone it down a little bit, probably with powder afterwards, but it doesn't look like straight up orange, so that's good. Do I like it enough to where I would wear it again? Maybe, yeah, I would try it again. A blush I never reached for is the Becca blush. This is in the shade Camellia, and this was just at the bottom of my drawer, and I pulled it out, and I don't know why I don't reach for this, because it looks like right up my alley. It's like a pinky glowy blush, and I've been really into glowy blushes lately, so we're gonna see how this one goes. I'm gonna use my Sigma F15 Duo Fiber for this. Whoa, that was pretty pigmented. I kind of remember these being super pigmented, so I think with this, a Duo Fiber is probably the way to go, because that just blended it out really easy, even though I thought I was gonna have too much product on there at the beginning. Okay, that looks pretty. By the way, whenever my ears are red, I get comments about it. I'm fine, it's just like a heat pack that I use when my neck's bad, so it's all good. Definitely want to reach for that one again, blend it out really easily. I thought it was gonna be too intense, but everything blended together. It definitely has like a glow to it. You can see it right there. So a highlight I never reach for is also by Becca. This is their Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Moonstone. And the reason why I never reach for the Becca highlighters are because they don't friggin' stay on my face. They don't stay on my face. I feel like my highlighter just like somehow disappears and falls off planet Earth in like 2 hours. I have no idea where it goes. It like looks fine at the beginning and then it just flies off. Does that happen to anyone else? But we're gonna try out Moonstone today. I haven't used this in a long time. I think I used to use Opal more than Moonstone when I was like trying this out. So I don't mind how this looks. I do feel like it emphasizes my texture a bit more than other highlighters, but it doesn't look, you know, bad or anything. I like it on my nose. It's a good nose highlight right there. This eye primer is the Elizabeth Mott Thank Me Later eyeshadow primer, and I'm pretty sure I found this in the Amazon ads video where I did a full face of makeup. I bought whatever the Amazon ads told me to buy, so I'll link that video in the eye and down below if you missed it, but I did that a while ago. And I did like the way that my eyeshadow blended on top of this eye primer. The reason why I never reach for this is because I'm not a fan of the eye primers that when you put them on, they like take away the coverage of the concealer on top of your eyes. I do have darkness up here and I have freckles, so that's why I love the MAC Paint Pot, because it's kind of like a 2-in-1. You get a base and then you also get some pigment to cover all that stuff up. And these kind of primers just don't do that, so that's usually why I don't use this. This one has a little bit of like a white color to it, as you can see, but it is still pretty sheer. The way this one dries down though is really nice. It has a interesting consistency where it still has a little bit of tackiness, which I like for eyeshadow, but then, I don't know, there's like also a softness about it. That makes 0 sense. Great description. An eyeshadow palette that I never reached for, so much so that when I was going through my eyeshadow palette drawer for this video, I actually had no idea I even owned this or that it existed. I totally forgot about this palette. This honker is the Kat Von D Metal Matte Eyeshadow Palette. This is probably the largest palette I own. I mean, is this necessary? I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is like longer than my laptop. You probably need your own drawer for this thing. It is massive. I'm pretty sure I got this on Glambot a long time ago. You get a whole line of matte shades here, and then these are all shimmer shades, hence the metal matte. I think I want to do kind of cool toned eye. Probably going to use that tinsel shade, which it looks like that's the one I've already used, but that's the one I'm most drawn to. I'm going to start out with the shade Suede, which is a just matte tan color, and I'm going to blend that into the crease. So Kat Von D shadows are not my favorite. The Kat Von D Shade and Light palette I just find to look so muddy. It's not for me. All the mattes kind of just blend together and look like mud. That's like one of those palettes that I think for such a long time I was trying to like because everyone loves it so much, and turns out I just don't like it. It's not for me. I'm gonna go into the shade Stone. Oh, this actually looks quite blue. That's a cool shade. Very pigmented. Ooh, that's a pretty like smoky gray shade. I like that. I'm gonna blend that out afterwards. I'm just kind of placing it on the outer third of my eye. I actually think I'm gonna go in with the BH Cosmetics Brow Palette because I want a cool toned kind of medium shade that I can use to blend into the crease a little bit more. Hiccups. So I think I'm gonna take that shade. Which one did I just say? Just lost it. I'm gonna lightly blend out those edges of the gray. Okay, so this side doesn't seem to want to blend out. I'm like really pressing to try and get that to blend. Okay, I'm actually just gonna blend. Oh yeah, now it's getting hella patchy. Okay, I'm definitely gonna be going back in and fixing that up because that just got hella patchy, but I'm gonna go in with the shade Tinsel now. And I'm gonna try it with a brush first. I might go back in. Oh, that's pretty. Looks like it has a little bit of like sage undertones to it, you know? With the brush, that is pretty, but I feel like I can get this one to really pop. So I'm going to try it with my finger, and then I might even wet it if I want extra. Okay, yeah, I like that shade. That's pretty. Going back in with the Stone shade, since that got a little bit patchier than I wanted. I'm just pressing it on top of there again. I'm just super lightly blending that because I don't want it to get patchy again. Still probably wouldn't reach for it again, but I'm going to still go in with that palette. So I'm going to go back in with Stone now on a flat liner brush. I'm going to press that underneath my lashes. I'm probably going to blend that out with another shadow, but first I want to go in with a black liner on my waterline. This is the Smashbox Always On Gel Liner in Fishnet, and I just never reached for this one. I always use my LA Girl Glide On Gel Pencil. It's a few bucks, and it's like the best. Super black, stays on, doesn't make my eyes hella water. Whoa, brought that pretty far in. I'm wearing false lashes today, so I don't care if I have like a heavier bottom lash line since the lashes will even it out on the top. To blend out that lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with the BH Cosmetics Brow Palette, take that same shade that I applied right in my crease on a pencil brush, and I'm just going to blend down here a little bit. These brow powders are working almost better than the matte shades in the Kat Von D palette. Okay, so I'm a little bit scared for this next product that I'm going to try because I literally never use gel eyeliner ever. It's probably been like 3 years since I picked up a gel liner. This is the Inglot AMC 77 eyeliner. Everyone who likes gel liner says that this Inglot one is the best. I think for a while I tried it out and I stopped using it because I found that it was transferring up to my lid. And then people were saying you have to set it, and I'm just like, too many steps. If you have to set your gel liner, I'm just gonna go in with a pen liner. Thank you. I'm just gonna dip in here. Still feels creamy, even though this is probably like 5 years old at this point. I'm just gonna press this against my lashes. Probably gonna do a little bit of a smudge liner. I don't want like a super crisp line. I just wanna add a little bit of definition. I'm not gonna wing it. I'm just gonna bring it to about there since again, I am putting on false lashes. If I wanted to create like a really crisp, smooth line, I would definitely use a different brush. I'd probably use like a tiny, almost like my eyebrow brush, but even smaller. I don't like the little thin eyeliner brushes. I find those to be a little bit difficult. I'd rather just use like an angled, almost like brow brush. This is like a prom look. You could totally do this kind of look for a special event or like prom. Man, if I could redo prom, I don't know what I was thinking with my hair and makeup. It was all bad news. Does anyone actually like how they looked on prom? I have so many mascaras I never use because I just stick with my go-to mascaras, but this is the Urban Decay Troublemaker mascara. I'm pretty sure this one just gave me like a really kind of nothing, like light natural lash look, so probably why I never use it. This one just doesn't give me a whole lot of volume or separation. It's just a very like blah mascara for me. So I'm basically just using this to coat my lashes before we put on falsies. I do like their packaging though. Very, very nice packaging. Layering it up, you do get a lot more length than on the first coat. So if you've already bought this mascara and you want to try and make it work and you don't like it, maybe just try like layering it a few more times because it definitely seems to be helping. So lashes I'm going to be using are by Eyeshadow. I don't know if they're still in business. I feel like everyone was talking about these for a long time. Is Eyeshadow still around? Let me Google this. Okay, they are still around. I just feel like I never hear people talk about them anymore, but this is in the style Big City Nights. I have no idea if these ones are going to be like dramatic enough right now. Oh no, I think those will look good. Okay, so I'm going to trim these, pop them on, and I'll be right back. Okay, so my lashes are on and I also put on some lower lash line mascara. I like the way these ones look and I think they look good with this kind of eye look, but they're a little bit scratchy feeling. I could definitely like feel the band on my eyeballs, so I don't really like that about them. I forgot to spray setting spray before I put on my lashes, so we're gonna do that now. I'm gonna try and get the Milani Make It Last setting spray, and a lot of people love this setting spray. The reason why I never reach for this is because the second ingredient is alcohol. So not the best for your skin. Just because of the ingredients, probably not something I would use every day. But I'm gonna actually cover up, wow, that was a dramatic hand motion. I'm gonna cover up my eyes so my lashes don't get all stuck together. While that's drying, let's go in for lips. So I never use this lip liner. This is the Pure Cosmetics On Point lip liner. I don't know why I never use this, but I'm gonna try the lighter shade first. This one's in the shade Tutu, and I wanna do kind of just like a cool toned mauve-y nude lip. I actually don't even know. Oh wow, this looks pink. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna try another shade. It looks like mauve on here, but it looks straight up pink. Okay, let's try low key. Oh, that one's pretty dark. Okay, let's just use it. This is definitely a totally different color than what I was going for. It's pretty. It's like a kind of muted rose color, but I'm definitely gonna layer some other stuff. I really want a more mauve-y kind of lip, but formula-wise, that glided on easy. I would use that again. These, I don't know why I never reached for. I actually took me a minute to find my lipstick drawer. That's how often I reach for actual lipstick versus liquid lipstick. But once I found the drawer and saw these, I remember really liking these, and I just haven't reached for them in a while. So these are the Hourglass, I think they're just called Girl lipsticks. I remember this launch because it was a cool campaign, but I have the shade Futurist and Influencer here. One of them is like a little bit lighter. I think I want to do this one. This one looks a little bit more cool tone. This is Futurist. Just gonna layer this over. It's one of those lipstick formulas that just makes your lips look so smooth, like it doesn't settle into the cracks a whole lot. Okay, I found a color that is much more what I'm going for. This is the Morphe Liquid Lip in the shade Sasha. And these I also almost never use because some of the Morphe Liquid lipsticks are good, and then some of the colors are totally patchy. So it's just kind of hit or miss. Sasha I remember liking though, so save the day, Sasha. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, smells like vanilla. Okay, this might be TMI, but my nose hairs grow so fast. I just trimmed these like a week ago. That color is like exactly what I was hoping for. I feel like I want to add a little bit more face highlight, just right on the high point. Like, see, it's already disappearing. What's happening, Becca? All right, so this is the final look. Standout products that I want to reach for again after filming this. The Becca blush. I really like how easily that blended out and just the tone of it and everything. The powder combo for under my eyes, I'm excited to try with just my normal concealers I use because I looked at natural lighting too when I was putting on my lashes, and it looks like very full coverage under there and a good shade and just like the brightness and everything. These two together worked really well. This CVS face primer, definitely want to try this again too. I feel like it did a really good job of blurring around my pores. The foundation, when I looked at my skin out in natural light, my face definitely looked a little bit cakier than what I like. Maybe the Catrice Dewy Glow would help over top. Right now, I don't like this enough to want to wear it again on its own, but I would try mixing this in maybe, just because I have it and it's friggin' $87, so might as well try mixing it, right? This made me want to reach for the brow palette again too. If you're looking for an affordable brow palette that has different color options and stuff, I think this one is pretty good. It did the job. I didn't even have to go in with full-on powder because the wax is actually very pigmented. Those are the things that kind of stand out. Everything else, don't think I would reach for again probably, but I just really like filming these videos because again, these are things that I haven't reached for, some of them in like years, and some of them I end up liking again. So it's fun to kind of go through a makeup collection and just try new products that I already own. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up. If you're new here and you want to stick around, I upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.